feel?
I think a little bit of wee came out.
Love it.
That is the biggest cock extension.
Yeah.
Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be meeting up with my good mate Ricky, who has just purchased an absolute banger. He's got a Ferrari 488 3.9 670 brake horse V8 twin turbo in a special red as well. So he's going to tell me all about it. We're going to go for a drive. I can't wait for this. So, gonna meet up in New Bond Street, Regent Street area. I've got up at literally 4:45 this morning to get down here so we can enjoy some open road in central London without all the traffic. This is gonna be an absolute banger. I can see it standing out like a sore thumb. Here he is, Ricky, and his Ferrari 488. We're gonna go and sit in it. Ooh. Look at this. Beaut. The leather in here just smells like one of those Italian leather shops. Absolutely gorgeous. And this car is a 2016, and the carbon, all the carbon in here, everywhere. This is a stunning example, and you can get a cheeky look at the engine while you're in here as well. The sound of that while driving must be incredible. This is lovely, mate.
Thank you.
Fucking!
We'll do another one.
No, that I wasn't even pissing about there.
Really?
My bollocks are still back there.
We'll do another one.
No. Okay. Woo.
Yeah.
Interested to know, how did you go from your first car, what was?
It was a 2011, 3-year-old at the time, 15 grand. I bought it from Bury London BMW, 318i N Sport, 2-door coupe, blacked out windows, had the same reg plate, and I thought I was the nuts when I had that car.
We all do.
It was so much fun. You know, all I cared about was just a banging stereo, to be honest.
Boy racer.
Well, it wouldn't really go that fast, but like it was great. I thought it was fast at the time, and it was I really love that car. It really, like, you know, it was the first proper car that I thought, oh, this is a little bit sporty, because I had a Freelander before that as well. And then after that car, because I was buying my place at the time, I actually got my car from when I was very young.
Pause that. Are we going through the tunnel?
When the turbos kick in.
My balls are still back there.
Maybe I was looking to buy a place in London, and then I actually went back to Birmingham to go get my old car, which was a 1999 Golf GTI Mark IV, and I kept that one, and that's the one that got smashed into over COVID, remember? Yeah. And then when I bought my place, 3 months later, COVID happened, so I was like, great, I'm stuck with this Golf. Which is a fantastic car, by the way. And
so what was the car? The GTI?
Yeah, the Mark IV one. But at the time, my brother had an R8 V10 Plus, and well, he still got it, and he was like, "You need a better car."
So it's your brother's fault?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Well, I guess he inspired me, to be honest, because when I was in the R8, I just thought, I need to get one of these. This is incredible. Like he's what? This is Gen 2, 2017. Bought it pretty much from new. Had it for 4 or 5 years now, and then when I got back working again, I was like, right. When it was safe to spend your money, I got is it F80 or F82 2-door M4 2018 San Marino blue, and that was brilliant. And that really got me into the whole, wow, this is really, really fast, like 450 brake, like really skittish. But there's something about that car, I was like, oh, I don't know if it's me. Like, technology was amazing, paint was amazing, the spec was amazing.
And it was a BMW.
No,
we're just driving past Park Lane BMW as well right now. That's where I bought 2 of my BMWs from as well.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the brand. I just thought, I need something more. Like, I want to experience more, but I've always wanted an M4. I've always wanted it. So I scratched the itch on that. Work is going well. I thought, right, maybe I can up it one more time. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. Maybe let's see what I can get. And then I switched it literally 5 months later for a blacked out, black on black 991.2 C4 GTS, and that is a machine. Literally point and shoot. You've got it makes you feel like Lewis Hamilton. Like, honestly, I
love that Porsche.
Oh,
so that Porsche was incredible, but you didn't have it for long.
No, I had it for about 10 months.
That's not long. For most people, that's not long to have a car.
10 months I did about 6,000 miles.
6,000 miles?
Yeah, I literally battered it. And then I think I bought it for 100 grand in the peak, and I think I sold it for like 92. So I lost a bit of cash on that. But
that's not much though for a car for 100 grand going down to 92.
But it's like, yeah, I lost the money on that and maybe a little bit of interest payments, which is fine, and I'm totally happy with paying money on cars because it's what we love, right? So, but what that car did for me is, when I used to drive around with my brother, you know, we met some other car enthusiasts in the Southwest London group who invited us along on these little, you know, morning runs to Goodwood, and we'd all have walkie-talkies and all this, and there's like GT3s, F12s, 812 Superfast, Cayman GT4s, loads of R8s, McLarens, and we all used to like go on these trips, and it literally opened my eyes. And these guys were like, had professional driving lessons, and I couldn't keep up with the Cayman GT4, and I was in a faster car. and I just didn't have the skill. I still don't have the skills, to be honest. And then after that, kept that car, and I was always umming and ahhing, going, oh, do I want a Turbo S or do I want a GT3? And then got the and then I was like, oh, I don't know if it's 150 grand for a GT3, right? And then I was like, well, if I'm spending 150 grand, it opens up a lot more cars.
Yeah.
And then
you're in Ferrari, Lambo, Aston Martin territory. So what was you looking at that category of car?
We're about to burn it now.
Let's just burn it.
Ready? How'd that feel?
I think a little bit of wee came out. One needs to find the gents at some point.
It was good, wasn't it? I forgot to upshift because I was so I was concentrating so much on the road. And
I think I got tears. Oh my god!
It sounds incredible, doesn't it?
It sounds.
For a twin turbo.
That's because the engine's about 2 foot from behind us.
Yeah, that's true.
With just a glass panel.
Yeah. Anyway.
Shit. Right, so you're at the 150 grand territory.
Yeah. So I think my budget at the time was about 150 to absolute stretch 210, like 210.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, I know, but
are we getting to SV stage there?
No, SV stage has gone up massively. They're like 280 now.
Okay.
But it's definitely Aventador territory.
Yeah.
So 600 LT, 991.2 GT3. I was Huracan, but my brother's got an R8, and I know they're similar but different.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, so I was looking at the Performante. The Performantes at the dealers were like 205, 210 for a good spec, low mileage. And I just thought, I felt as if like the Performantes and Huracans were everywhere. Hold on. Like especially around London, I feel as if everyone has one. And then the Ferrari 488 was there, and this was slap bang in the middle. So it was advertised for 172, and I got it for 170 from Ferrari Nottingham. And I went to Ferrari Egham to check out the other cars as well, and I was pretty much sold on it straight away. And I think it's also because as we were growing up, like Ferrari was like the epitome of like, it's the best car you can buy. But I know there's other superior cars and everything. But
was it from Miami Vice, the Ferrari Testarossa?
Yeah, it's like stuff like that. Like you can't beat it, right? It
was just one of those untouchable cars at that time where you just thought only if you lived in Miami you could actually get a Ferrari.
Yeah.
So obviously the servicing was a big thing for you in regards to the Ferrari, where obviously some of it's included, which can be really costly. So how do you finance a Ferrari when you're not a millionaire?
Sure. So
yet.
I don't know. Yeah. Yes. Basically, for the M4 and Porsche, I went through a broker to get finance on those, and to get to the stage of owning a car of this magnitude is you have to have a history of making similar kind of payments. So my M4 was like 500 quid a month, my Porsche was like £1,000 or 1,072 to be exact a month, and now the Ferrari's like 1,500 a month. So I went through my original broker and I was getting good rates, but they're very black and white. Do you want me to do this?
Hold that thought. Windows down. We're going through a tunnel. Hope my bladder is going to hold
Love it, literally love it.
That is the biggest cock extension.
Yeah, I need one.
Oh my god. You know what this is doing to me?
What?
Wanting a new car.
And that's what it does. That's what it like.
I didn't say that.
Like
my missus, I didn't say that.
Like my brother inspired me. Like it's very infectious. And so when I went with my original broker, they said, right, we're gonna have to go with a different lender now because you're you know, taking a lot more money, you're borrowing a lot more money essentially.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. So, and the traditional asset lenders, you know, it's not a PCP, it's more of a lease purchase. So it's kind of hire purchase. You know, you can't give back the car at the end of the agreement. It's your responsibility to either pay it off or sell it on and pay off the finance, right? So it's a lot more stringent, the checks. So they were asking for, obviously, I'm a contractor and I operate through a limited company. They're asking for, you know, company accounts, live cash balance in your business, live cash balance in your personal account, company records. But I had a little bit of a dilemma because my last year's company accounts weren't filed, and the only accounts that were filed were the ones were of 2020 where I didn't work for 8 months. So, you know, the income was very, very low. But obviously I had money in the bank. So they were going on the premise of that.
Right, so how long have we known each other?
2016, early 2016.
Yeah. So we met each other 2016. We were both working in the same company. You joined. I was a digital creative recruiter, one of the top billers. You've come in being one of the top billers at your previous company.
Yep, that's right.
And you were new. Joined the same team as me, and what did you do?
Creative tech, so create a position for me.
Yeah. And how long did that last?
Joined in Feb, got sacked in September.
So the boy got sacked.
And don't forget, Brexit did get announced. Oh, look at this DBS.
Nice.
Yeah, Brexit did get announced. The market was very tough. It was very, like, you know, don't forget down, like, the other parts of the business was stealing my business.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got sacked. It wasn't a good time for me in my life at that point.
But I think you were going for a breakup.
Yeah, that's right. Mind wasn't in the right place.
Yeah. But you sat behind me and we used to chat a lot.
Oh, yes.
And I think from then
I'd confide in you.
Yeah, that was it. And I think I was helping you for a breakup because I'd been through like I've been through a divorce and I had kind of those emotions I've already been through.
Yeah.
And this was a serious relationship you were in. So yeah, and that's kind of how we bonded from the beginning. So then, unfortunately, yeah, we
obviously you found out I had a wicked BM as well at the time.
We loved cars at that time. I wasn't such a car buff, but we loved our cars.
Just to get auto.
So then you got sacked.
I got sacked, found it quite difficult to get back to where I was in my previous 2 companies, where I'm just used to doing really well. Just didn't work out for me, and sometimes that happens, and it was a big...
We've all been there.
Yeah,
I've been there a few times now.
It was a big learning curve for me.
Right, so from knowing all of that, the big question is, how much does it cost to finance and buy a Ferrari 488?
So, just picking up before where we left off, so this was advertised for 170 before it even hit the website.
£172,000, yeah.
Because it's got 8,000 miles on the clock. 2016. I went for best spec rather than a newer car with very low spec, because I thought of resale value, which is really important to me. And then when I went through Ferrari finance in the end, which we'll talk about the ins and outs of Ferrari finance, all in all, it's about 20-25% deposit, including like gap insurance and everything. Like I paid for everything to total value of the car, because you have to pay it all in one go.
Yeah.
And it's a 3-year lease purchase, and then I have the option to... What do I have the option for? It's basically at the end of 3 years, I either pay it off or sell it, because I have to pay off the balance. And it costs me $1,500 a month.
So $1,500 a month with a deposit.
I think it's like 40 grand.
So you got
45 grand in total. I know the total amount was something like that.
Yeah.
And plus, I could have put lower amounts in, but should anything go wrong, I know I've got a lot of equity in the car.
Sure.
Like, you know, if there's a car market crash, I don't want to be upside down in the finance agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I decided to put more in as well.
Okay. So your expenditure across the month, including fuel.
I can't do fuel because it's not a daily driver. But okay, well, I'll try.
Your car parking space.
Yeah.
Because Ricky parks it underground in a secure car park.
Yeah.
Which has got to be expensive. Where is it near? I don't know. Obviously,
I can't say.
Location.
It's in southwest London.
Southwest London,
near my home.
Okay, so it's going to be pretty punchy.
It's all right. It's not that bad. It's like, so basically you got $1,500 a month for the car,
yeah,
right? And then you've got your road tax, which is
£630. Is that what it is?
Yeah, for the year. Yeah.
Done my research.
Insurance isn't actually that bad. Insurance is 1,100. Oh, it's James. He owns a GT3.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's part of the Parsons Green.
Did you see what you did there, though?
What?
You couldn't find your window retractor because it's in the middle and not on the door. And you're like, you're about to open the door.
Yeah.
All right, so your choice of this particular car, 2016, over a newer model, was based on obviously all the different options you can get. This one was pretty fully loaded. So tell me, what are the additional options then which you've got on this particular one?
Sure. So the reason why I went for this car, just for the record, is because of the specific paint colour, because it's so rare to find.
What's it called? It's the
Rosso Fuco. Okay. So it's like a triple layer paint. So from what I was told, I think the paint was from new 14 to 16 grand. Right?
That's just for them to paint this particular
the red
colour.
Yeah, the red. But I also wanted the black roof. Now I was also told the black roof on this car was 7 grand from new as well.
So the person who bought this car spec'd out specifically 14 grand paint job, but an extra 7 for the roof.
Yeah. Yeah. Mentally.
21 grand just for paint.
Just for paint. And the exterior, it's got carbon fibre rear lights. It's got carbon fibre side intakes. It's got diamond cut alloys. And I think that's about it for the exterior. Interior wise, this colour interior is called Koyo Tan. And what the salesperson Neil at Nottingham Ferrari said, typically the lining of the roof is black cloth, and the shelf unit is black cloth as well. So the previous owners spec'd the roof and the shelf to match the rest of the car in Koyo Tan, which obviously costs more money.
And it's 2016, and the smell is like a leather shop.
Yeah,
it is absolutely gorgeous, and it's such a soft, beautiful Italian leather. It's like literally we've just come out of a very expensive leather. What was it, Missouri? Like a leather shop or something.
Yeah, probably.
Absolutely gorgeous smell, and it just makes you feel like you're sitting in pure luxury.
It feels like first class.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? It's also got fat boy seats, which aren't the racing seats. I wish it had racing seats, and it's got the Daytona stitching, which you will be able to show on camera.
Well, I've heard those racing seats are quite uncomfortable on longer journeys.
Yeah, true. And it's got the red stitching on the horse right here. That's extra. It's got carbon fibre interior pack, so the air vents, the steering wheel, the buttons down, the centre console down here has got carbon fibre, and it's got the racing lights on top of the steering wheel. So when you've got it in manual and you've got using the paddles, it indicates when you need to change up, which is feels like a Christmas tree all the time because you go through the gears so quickly.
Yeah. Right, so not anybody can just rock up at Ferrari and then start asking questions and then getting themselves into a situation where they are potentially buying a Ferrari. So I'm sure the Q&A from these guys is going to be pretty high level. So
Yeah.
what sort of things are you asked when you want to buy a Ferrari?
They were asking me, how many houses do you own? What mortgages you got? What equity do you have in your houses? What's your live cash balance in your personal account? What's your business cash balance?
Total net worth, basically.
Yeah, basically. You know, do you have previous car history payments? You know, $1,000 and a bit for the Porsche, 500 for the M4, so that was fine. Because you can't just go from 350 quid a month for from a decent BM to £1,500. You need to show that record. They also asked stuff like, where are you going to park the car? Do you have a garage? And I had to say private parking, 24-hour security, under a cover, parked with a bunch of other Lambos and Porsches and R8s and whatnot.
Right, so overall this is incredible. It's spec'd really nicely.
Thank you.
And congrats, mate, for having an absolutely banging Ferrari.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And thanks for driving me around in pure luxury around Knightsbridge and Mayfair.
No, any time.
It's been okay. I've got work on Monday. You can come to North London and drive me to work. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Any time, mate.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Well done, mate. Absolutely
Cheers.
Stunning. And safe driving. And thanks for letting us all know how much it cost and how easy it was to purchase. Well, obviously it wasn't easy, but you work hard.
Very hard.
Yeah, and I think sometimes when you work hard, you deserve it, you know, and treat yourself. It's lovely.
Yeah.
So thanks, mate.
It's all good.
And safe driving.
Cheers, mate. See you later.